Channel 11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
Storm tracker Doppler 11 radar tracking a few showers that have popped up, and thunderstorms are in the forecast for this afternoon. There's also a threat of damaging winds, even large hail. So let's get right to meteorologist Danielle Dozier, pinpointing when those storms could move through your neighborhood. Danielle?
Gordon, we're already seeing those showers, as you mentioned, on the radar. Thunderstorms more likely as we approach the 2 o'clock hour. Here is our radar right now. A couple of showers popping up there in Westmoreland County, just south of the Greensburg area, and some heavier downpours associated with those. I've highlighted an area in yellow that I'm watching for additional shower development, possibility of a thunderstorm as well. It's basically coming off of a boundary that formed in the wake of this big complex of rain, and we actually had some severe weather that moved through Indiana and Armstrong counties earlier today. So this boundary is kind of setting up right in this area, and along it we could see a couple of pop up in the short term. In the meantime, take a look at your forecast out there. 80 degrees right now, and we're on our way up into the mid-80s this afternoon with a breeze. It's already 80 in Butler and 81 in Beaver, double sevens in Greensburg and in Indiana. I've bumped up the high temperature to 85 today. It's going to stay windy, and I do expect those showers and storms to continue to develop as soon as about 2 o'clock. I'm going to walk you through the rest of the forecast on our storm tracker maps and let you know when it'll rain in your neighborhood coming up.
A protest just getting underway at the Southland Shopping Plaza in Pleasant Hills. This is in response to a video posted on social media showing two local boys reenacting the death of George Floyd. You can see a couple dozen people out there right now. Those boys in that video are believed to be students in the West Jefferson Hill School District, and a student group organized this demonstration that you see right here. We're going to continue to monitor this protest throughout this newscast and have an update coming up. Breaking now, a Jefferson Hills police officer hurt in a rollover wreck. The head-on crash still has a section of Old Clairton Road shut down. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer joins us live with new information. Liz?
Hey guys, yeah, so right now Old Clairton Road, it is blocked off here at Wakefield. Further up, police say a Jefferson Hills officer was traveling north, a pickup truck was traveling south, and they collided head-on in the northbound side of the road. Take a look at chopper video captured just in the last hour or so. Chopper 11 overhead showing the aftermath of that wreck in the 200 block. You can see the white pickup truck on its side, the police vehicle with major front-end damage. When first responders arrived around 8:15, both drivers, both of them male, both sole occupants, they were trapped and had to be freed. Now, because of the seriousness of their injuries, they were both flown to area hospitals.
Our thoughts and prayers are with both. As you can imagine, because it involves a Jefferson Hills officer, our officers are shook over this, and they're rallying behind him and hope that he can have a full recovery.
And back live, Old Clairton Road will likely be closed for a few more hours as investigators reconstruct this crash, try to find out more about what happened. Because this did involve an officer, the South Hills Area Council of Governments has been called in to lead this investigation. So any updates we get in terms of the investigation and also anything we learn about how the drivers are doing, their conditions, we will bring that to you as soon as we can. We'll have more at 5. You'll also hear at 5 from a woman who was in the area and heard that impact. Reporting live from Jefferson Hills, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
Breaking in the last 30 minutes, students in our area will be heading back to school in the fall at this point. The Pennsylvania Department of Education just released its initial plan to reopen schools. K through 12 schools in yellow and green phase counties, which includes all of our region, can reopen July 1st. But they have to create a health and safety plan in line with state and CDC guidelines. Schools in red counties must remain closed and continue remote learning.
And what this guidance will show are decisions that allow us to create the conditions and to make recommendations that first and foremost keep students and staff safe and healthy.
If you'd like to read the full reopening plan, we have a link on our website, WPXI.com, and we'll have more coverage tonight, starting at 5. Also, just in, the Allegheny County Health Department is reporting 24 new coronavirus cases since yesterday, and no new additional details to report. The total number of confirmed cases in the county is now 1,829. And we just learned legendary Pitt football coach Johnny Majors has died. The university tweeted, quote, "He led us to our greatest glory and changed Pitt forever. Thank you, coach. Rest in peace." Majors coached Pitt in the mid-70s and returned in the mid-90s. In 1976, he led Pitt to an undefeated season and a national championship. He was 85 years old. Thanks to a win in Pennsylvania, former Vice President Joe Biden is on the cusp of formally securing the Democratic nomination. He could lock it down by next week. On the Republican side, President Donald Trump got the primary win in Pennsylvania. The primary wasn't just about the race for the White House, though. We want to go over some of the races that impact your neighborhood. And let's start with the Auditor General. The only Democratic candidate from Western PA is Michael Lamb, the Pittsburgh City Controller. We're keeping a close eye on these results. Right now, Lamb is leading. The winner will take on Republican Timothy DeFore in the November election. We're also keeping an eye on the race for the 20th House District, where there could be an upset. As of right now, Emily Kincaid and Adam Ravenstahl are in a tight race for the Democratic nomination. Ravenstahl is the incumbent and has held that seat for 10 years. In the Democratic primary for a U.S. House seat, incumbent Mike Doyle also claimed a victory. He defeated challenger Jerry Dickinson, a Pitt law professor, with more than 70% of the vote. Doyle has represented the 18th Congressional District since 1995. That includes Pittsburgh and neighboring suburbs to the south and east. This was a unique election with new challenges because of mail-in ballots. Allegheny County election officials worked into this morning to collect and count those ballots, and they're not done yet. Channel 11's Mike Holden went to the Allegheny County Elections Warehouse to find out if there were any big problems.
Good afternoon to you. Despite the pandemic, protests, and a number of other changes, election officials say things went pretty smooth right here in Allegheny County. It was an incredibly busy night into the early morning hours, and we know security was actually out here along with Allegheny County Police guarding this place to make sure that there were no issues at hand. One thing is for sure, there was a tremendous turnout, and that's positive because that means a lot of folks wanted their voices heard. Now, election officials confirm there are more than 263,000 ballots scanned and reported to the elections website. That's a total of 850 precincts reporting. This includes all mail-in and absentee ballots. Poll workers started dropping off lock boxes with ballots right around 8:30 last night. The county has received an unprecedented number of mail-in ballots due to the coronavirus pandemic. We're talking specifically 207,000. As you know, the county implemented the new paper ballot system, and Allegheny County Councilman Sam DeMarco says the process went pretty well, but there was one problem leaders are going to have to figure out how to solve.
We have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work after the fact to track down why didn't somebody get these? What happened to ensure that this doesn't happen again? Because this can't happen in November.
And election officials say they will canvass neighboring municipalities just to double check and make sure everything went okay. We'll, of course, stay on top of this story and bring you the latest election results and any further developments for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting this afternoon from the north side, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Final results for Westmoreland County will take several days to hold up counting mail-in ballots. The Bureau Director told the Trib they don't expect to be done until at least Friday, barring any equipment failures. She said mail-in votes represent about half of the total ballots cast in the primary. With no local contested races on either the Republican or Democratic ballots, the delay in results is not expected to be a concern for candidates or political leaders. Channel 11 has an entire section dedicated to Decision 2020 on the WPXI News app and WPXI.com. Police want you to take a close look at these pictures right here because they want to find this guy right here. Police say he may have helped spark the violence at Saturday's protest near PPG Paints Arena. Here he is again, wearing a mask, sunglasses, and a Pittsburgh Strong T-shirt, and holding some sort of a hammer or tool. Police say they want to speak to him about his involvement destroying a police SUV. This after police already arrested another man, 20-year-old Brian Bartles. We just got this mugshot of Bartles. He turned himself in at police headquarters Monday night. Police say he was among those inciting the violence, spray painting and kicking the police cruiser, and giving the middle finger to a black female protester who pleaded with him to stop. The demonstration eventually led to bricks and rocks being tossed at officers and their horses. Between that protest over the weekend and another one this week in East Liberty, more than 60 people have been arrested. With nationwide demonstrations protesting the death of George Floyd, there are concerns that those large crowds could fuel a second wave of coronavirus. NBC's Sam Brock has new information addressing the concerns.
More than a week into the nationwide protests erupting on America's streets, the crowds don't appear to be subsiding. If anything, they're getting bigger.
For me to just be at home on my phone, just retweeting and posting on Instagram, that's not enough.
Throngs of people standing shoulder to shoulder from downtown L.A. to the nation's capital, demanding an overhaul in policing, and all in the midst of a pandemic.
I worry terribly about the peaceful protests. I see some wearing masks. I see some others not wearing masks.
Dr. Deborah Birx promising to work with mayors to expand COVID testing for protesters. Leaders like New York's governor applauding the passion, but pleading for common sense.
Express your outrage, but be responsible, because the last thing we want to do is see a spike in the number of COVID cases.
Those fighting racism say the virus of hate may be more dangerous than the actual virus.
At this point, I feel like I'm more concerned with the death and the genocide of my black brothers and sisters than I am of getting this virus.
I'm fighting for my human rights rather than fighting a virus. And I've stayed home for this whole quarantine break, so I think it's time for me to get out and fight for my rights.
A battle being waged as the first comprehensive study reveals masks and social distancing do keep coronavirus at bay. Some simple actions show a gaping difference in the risk of infection. 3% if you're wearing a mask, about 17% if you're not. A 2.5% risk if you're keeping at least 3 feet of distance from someone else, spiking to almost 13% if you don't.
As the chants in Miami continue, there's probably about 200 to 300 people out here right now. Most of them are wearing masks. Many, as you can see, are not, standing far apart.
For the country's leaders, an alarming lack of distance at a time many Americans feel the need to come together in protest.
As many communities like Miami are recovering right now from looting, there's a troubling irony this morning, which is that coronavirus disproportionately impacts communities of color. Georgia's governor just coming out and announcing next week he is making arrangements to test law enforcement and demonstrators for COVID-19. In Miami, Sam Brock, NBC News.
I can't say affirmatively that there are outside influences, but I would say most likely there are.
Pittsburgh police are blaming the violence at recent protests on anarchists. 11 investigates how the FBI could track down the people inciting riots.
It wasn't like an act of vandalism where they had been broken or destroyed. They were just gone.
American flags stolen from veterans' graves. The strong show of support to get money together for a reward. And new at noon, the Pittsburgh Zoo set to reopen Friday. How it plans to handle the crowds.
And I am tracking that risk of severe weather, the threats you'll need to watch out for, and the timing for your neighborhood coming up.
WPXI Now. When a major story breaks, this is where you'll find 24-hour coverage. From the Channel 11 newsroom to our crews live in the field, we'll bring you the information you need right now. WPXI Now. Always on when you want the latest on breaking news. Channel 11 Morning News brings you weather and traffic every 10 minutes.
Let me get you prepared for the week.
Now we've expanded our weather to help you prepare for the day ahead.
Definitely the heavy rain gear today.
Watch Channel 11 Morning News. We're on from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Chapter 11 now over East Liberty, where a vigil is being held at Presbyterian Church on South Highland Avenue. There is a group there you see gathered outside on the sidewalk. This, of course, all centered around the death of George Floyd. We'll continue to monitor the situation here and bring you any updates we see on this newscast.
If you were trying to make a statement, you failed. I have no idea what you're trying to tell me outside of the fact that I have more work that I have to do now.
American flags stolen from veterans' graves, some of the graves dating back to the Civil War. Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie learned about a reward that continues to grow.
I don't know any words to describe it that you could put on the news.
It's a crime that's left the mayor speechless. Dozens of American flags ripped from the grave sites of veterans here in Leechburg Cemetery, right around the same time we honor their sacrifice.
We started to notice a pattern. Pretty much every other grave had been robbed of a flag, and this was right after Memorial Day.
About 50 flags were swiped that were placed on each tombstone to pay tribute to the veterans buried here, some dating back to the Civil War.
We do this to get this ready for Memorial Day every year, to make it look good and to honor the veterans, and then you come up here and your work is undone for no reason. It's not an act of God or an act of nature. It's just an act of stupidity.
Give me a break. One or two for around your house, you know, for Memorial Day be bad enough. But to steal that many, there's no reason.
A Vietnam veteran himself, the mayor scoured for 1,500 donated flags just to get enough for all 6 cemeteries in Leechburg. Now they're left putting up a reward to find out who took them from this one.
I'll put $100 up to start with. And just before I came down here today, I checked, it was $1,420.
We're waiting on somebody to step forward and tell us if they know anything about it or why, or if whoever took them could just bring them back. We'd be quite content with that.
Melanie Gillespie, Channel 11 News.
About 90% of the flags have been replaced thanks to donations, but if you have any information about who took the original flags, you're asked to call Leechburg Police or the borough office. State police need your help with a road rage incident they say might be linked to a homicide. We told you last month when Robert Luckhart was shot and killed outside the Long John Silver's in Uniontown. Now police are looking for the person driving a black Acura Integra and a black Lincoln MKZ in the area of George Fairway Road that day. It has been a deadly season on local waterways. 4 people have died, the latest, a man in Unity Township on Sunday. Divers believe long grass in the lake may have contributed to his death. Divers found Patrick Takich in a private lake on Sunday. His family says he went for a swim and never came out. The search team say grass growing in the bottom of the lake made it very hard for them to do their jobs, and they think it may have caused trouble for Takich as well. This week marks 1 month since a man fell into a creek at McConnell's Mill State Park. Jeffrey Hamby slipped while hiking and fell into Slippery Rock Creek. There has been a search for him every day. Crews are using drones and dogs, but have yet to find anything. An investigation is underway into what sparked a fire that destroyed a family-owned auto repair garage. Workers were able to escape Pitlack Auto Wreckers in Salem Township after seeing the flames. Parts of the building collapsed. 3 cars and most of their tools were lost. The family told the Trib they believe the fire spread from a burn barrel to a pile of tires.
All right, taking a look outside, and it's 80 degrees. We've got a west wind at 15 miles per hour. I've been seeing these trees shaking as well. It's pretty windy. You can see a visible satellite here. We've got some cloud cover across the area, but we also have some sunshine, and it is that sunshine as well as the moisture that we have in the atmosphere that's going to help lead to that risk for thunderstorms later today. And in fact, I'm also looking at a few of these little white speckles at the latest loop frame right through here up north, and we look for those. It's what we call a cumulus field. If you go outside and you look, it's those cotton ball type clouds, and we look for those to grow really tall in the atmosphere, and that's a sign that showers and potential storms are developing. Here's a look at our dew point numbers right now. Low to middle 60s. The higher the number, the more moisture we have in the atmosphere, so certainly feeling a lot more humid out there today than yesterday. Winds are gusting to 23 in the city, 26 in Washington, so a southwesterly breeze helping pump up the heat. Here's a look at our thunderstorm outlook later on today. Scattered severe thunderstorms for the areas in in yellow. I am tracking that risk for damaging winds, large hail, and an isolated tornado. Locally heavier downpours also will accompany the strongest thunderstorms, and when storms actually start moving over the same spots later on today and even into the day tomorrow, we could be looking at some localized flooding. So that's something we'll be tracking as well. Now, in the short term, we look at our radar. We've got just some light showers now through southern Westmoreland County. Those are continuing to push toward the southeast and weaken. Short-term forecasts in the next hour or so could see just a little bit of development here along northern Fayette County and southern Westmoreland County. Then later today, we're going to focus our attention on the possibility of some new storms forming. I think about 2 to 4 o'clock, the timing up here along the I-80 corridor, Lawrence County, northern Butler County into Armstrong County. That threat will increase to the south as we head through late afternoon and early evening. So by 6 to 7 o'clock or so, we should already be seeing some showers and thunderstorms around the Pittsburgh area and Allegheny County, and we'll continue that threat down to the south through the early evening hours. You're going to want to stay updated for any watches and warnings that may be issued later on today. You can do that by downloading our Severe Weather Team 11 app. Tonight, we'll have that threat for some showers and storms out there during the early period, so we're looking late tonight into the early overnight hours and then clearing. 63 degrees, lighter winds tonight out of the southwest, but staying humid. Tomorrow, we have yet another risk for showers and thunderstorms, and I've just updated that forecast, and I'll have that for you coming up in the next half hour as far as the greater storm risk. You can see 81 degrees for the day tomorrow and humid. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view, and on Friday, we're at 85 isolated thunder showers. 81 Saturday and dry. We're really in for a pleasant weekend with a slightly cooler weather as we head into Sunday with that high temperature near 76.
The first human trials of coronavirus antibody treatment are underway. How COVID-19 survivors are helping scientists develop the therapy. And there's a lot of talk about the SATs. Why the plan to let students take the test at home has hit a roadblock.
News is happening near you. Channel 11 is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler. We cover news everywhere you live.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
Downtown, Mount Oliver, and East Liberty. When you want news from where you live.
Watch Channel 11 News at 5.
On Channel 11 Morning News, we've expanded our coverage of breaking news where you live. Our anchor connects you to new information all morning long. Watch Channel 11 Morning News. The 7-day forecast, now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
The College Board says students might not have access to the SAT exam this year. There are not a lot of testing sites available, and efforts to develop at-home exams have hit roadblocks. So the College Board wants schools to take these circumstances into account. Seats are filling up fast for the SAT in August, and that means students probably won't be able to take the exam more than once. Right now, plans for at-home tests are suspended. The Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium is set to reopen on Friday when Allegheny County moves into the green phase. Of course, there will have to be some changes, and the zoo has a plan to handle the crowds. Visitors will need to have a confirmed timed ticket to get into the zoo. Plus, they'll have to limit the number of visitors. Playground areas will stay closed. Tram service will be shut down, along with the log ride and zip line. New rules regarding food trucks in Greensburg have some people fired up. Right now, food trucks must operate at least 500 feet away from a brick-and-mortar restaurant, which means they're not allowed in most of downtown. A revised ordinance would have reduced the limit to 350 feet, and then that was reduced to 200. But some council members think it should be lowered even further, possibly down to 0. You know that shopping center right next to Bakery Square? Well, they both have the same owner now. Walnut Capital just finalized a deal to buy the village of Eastside. That's where Trader Joe's, Staples, and several other stores are located. The company plans to rename it the District at Bakery Square. It will likely take a coronavirus vaccine for life to really return to normal. How soon? The U.S. Army says one will be ready. Pittsburgh police are blaming the violence at recent protests on anarchists. 11 investigates how the FBI could track down the people inciting the riots.
And I'm tracking that risk for severe weather today. Plus, we've got more storms in the forecast tomorrow. I'll show you that coming up the next half hour.
You're streaming WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. Get the inside scoop on all the hot events, entertainment, and celebrities in and around Pittsburgh every week. Stream Access Pittsburgh on demand anytime on WPXI Now.
You put on Channel 11 Morning News. There is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop.
As a mom, I know your morning is busy. We're going to give you everything you need, from the breaking news desk to weather and traffic.
When you walk out that door, you're prepared.
Make sure you know everything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News.
Storm tracker, Doppler 11 radar, tracking showers this afternoon as well as storms later on. There is a threat of damaging wind and large hail. Meteorologist Danielle Dozier is pinpointing when those storms could move through your neighborhood. Danielle?
Gordon, it's certainly a warm day that's going to help fuel those showers and thunderstorms. We're already up to near 80 in many locations, including Pittsburgh. And you can see here on our radar, we've got some heavier downpours now in southern Westmoreland County. As I zoom in here, this red shaded color just south of the Cook area. We do have a heavier downpour there that's continuing to track to the south. I am expecting more thunderstorms to develop once again this afternoon. I think the timing will initially be around 2 p.m. and then those will be developing up to the north and kind of gradually pushing their way to the south with time. So really any time after 2, we're going to have a chance for showers and thunderstorms, particularly late afternoon in the Pittsburgh area where temperatures are going to be in the 80s this afternoon. So if you were planning on heading to the pool, just stay weather aware. Keep an eye to the sky. And Gordon, coming up in just a few minutes, I'll have the latest storm tracker maps for you, and we'll look ahead to Thursday's forecast as well.
All right, thanks, Danielle. Continuing breaking news coverage now, Chopper 11, live again over East Liberty. A vigil is being held at the Presbyterian Church on South Highland Avenue, and you can see a large group gathering outside. This is all centered around the death of George Floyd. Channel 11's Gabriella DeLuca is live outside the church with a look at what's happening now. Gabriella?
Gordon, well, my photographer and I have been here since around noon, and since then, several hundred people have gathered here outside of the church. In fact, I'm going to step out so my photographer can show you what we're seeing here. You see on the ground there are some children there who are honoring some victims of violence, specifically George Floyd, who we've been reporting on was killed in Minneapolis. But there are a lot of people out here, and from what we're hearing, this wraps around the entire church. And I do want to mention that this has been very, very peaceful. This is a vigil to honor victims of violence. And I want to take our chopper overhead, if we can, so you guys can get that bird's eye view looking down on the church and just how many people are here. From our vantage point, we are estimating several hundred people, but when you take into consideration how big the church is and all of the people wrapped around, lot of people out here. And as I mentioned, back out here live, lots of signs here right in front of us, one saying Black Lives Matter, healing, hashtag healing, vote. A lot of people peacefully making their point and their voices heard here at this vigil. We're going to continue to talk to some people here and have a full report for you coming up at 5 tonight on Channel 11. Reporting live in East Liberty, Gabriella DeLuca, Channel 11 News.
All right, thanks, Gabriella. All of the protests in Pittsburgh over the death of George Floyd have started peacefully, but 2 ended with violence, and police are placing the blame on outside agitators. 11 Investigates' Aaron Martin spoke with a former agent to find out how the FBI might be investigating these riots.
Pittsburgh erupted into chaos Saturday, leading to injuries, looting, and police cruisers set on fire. Dozens of people were arrested, but city leaders pointed to anarchists and outside agitators for inciting the violence. The FBI is now helping track them down.
There is an outside force that is coming in and providing momentum, whether it's through funding or weapons or advice, and that is fueling what is happening here.
Sean Broco spent more than 2 decades with the FBI, including as the head of the crisis management team following the shooting death of Antoine Rose by former East Pittsburgh police officer Michael Rosfeld. Those protests stayed peaceful, unlike what we saw in the aftermath of George Floyd's death.
We followed very closely what those outside influences were. We were able to be proactive and to see, were there outside influences coming in? And fortunately, we did not see that. And I think that's the distinction here.
Broco says investigators monitor those outside groups on social media and the dark web and often act on tips from the public. An FBI spokeswoman declined to comment. But in testimony to Congress last year, Assistant FBI Director Michael McGarity spoke of the difficulty of tracking domestic terrorists, saying, quote, the ease of online self-radicalization to violence and the corresponding lack of direct connections between unknown radicalized violent extremists shortens the window of opportunity for our investigative teams to identify and disrupt an individual before that individual decides to act, meaning the lack of organization can make it difficult to track potential threats and prevent incidents like this.
This is not okay. This cannot happen in Pittsburgh. We will not be vulnerable to these outside threats that are coming in.
Aaron Martin, Channel 11 News.
We know the FBI is helping city leaders nationwide as they try to make sure future protests don't get out of hand. With protests across the country in the wake of George Floyd's death, some people are hoping to spark change with their wallets. But how do you know that your donation is actually going to the cause you want to support? Civil rights groups have been seeing a surge in support, but the wave of giving could also bring on a spike of charity scams. So before you donate, you should make sure it's a legitimate, tax-deductible nonprofit.
Do not act impulsively because there are a lot of predators ready to take advantage of people's generosity.
Once you've made the decision to donate, signing up for recurring or monthly contributions can support the cause on a regular basis. Hundreds of turnpike workers are about to lose their jobs. The State Turnpike Commission voted to lay off 500 fare collectors and other toll workers. Electronic tolling was temporarily adopted in March because of COVID-19 and will now become permanent. Officials say traffic has dropped by almost half compared to a year ago. Those layoffs start June 18th. The Pittsburgh area unemployment rate soared to 16.8% in April as businesses started to close. According to the State Center for Workforce Information, that is the highest it's been since 1983 when the steel mills started closing. In all, 200,000 people filed for unemployment benefits in our 7-county region. To give you some perspective, the unemployment rate in March was just under 6%. The summer heat will not stop the spread of coronavirus. That's coming from the head of the National Institutes of Health. In a blog post, Dr. Francis Collins presented data from infectious disease experts and climate models, and he says warmer weather would cut down on the number of cases if a larger portion of the population was already immune. We're learning more about an experimental COVID-19 treatment. The first human trials of the antibody therapy are now underway in 3 cities. Channel 11's Samantha Manning explains how a survivor of the virus helped scientists develop the treatment.
Eli Lilly and Company announced Monday that patients hospitalized in Atlanta, New York, and Los Angeles are now receiving the antibody therapy. This tweet reads, Lilly scientists developed the first doses of our potential COVID-19 antibody treatment, flown to hospitals in several U.S. cities to start the world's first human study of this kind of therapy to fight COVID infections. The company's chief scientific officer says as soon as the pandemic started, his team went to work to create a new medicine for the disease. The medicine was the result of a blood sample from one of the first U.S. patients who recovered from COVID-19. Researchers then sorted through millions of that patient's cells to find hundreds of antibodies. The trial's first phase will test whether the therapy is safe and well tolerated, with results expected later this month. If the trial proves to be effective against COVID-19, the treatment could be available by fall. I'm Samantha Manning reporting.
The one thing that will really turn the tide against coronavirus is a vaccine, but when will we develop one? A senior U.S. Army vaccine researcher says it is reasonable to expect some form of a vaccine that would be available to certain people by the end of the year. The doctor in charge of the government effort at Walter Reed Medical Center said today that researchers have been vaccinating hundreds and hundreds of mice, and while there is no evidence the virus has mutated, one of the vaccines takes a long-term approach.
In the event that the virus mutates, our vaccine is positioned to be able to cover any new strains or species of the virus.
Operation Warp Speed is the Trump administration's public-private partnership that's meant to accelerate the development of distribution of vaccines. The administration hopes to find a vaccine that can be distributed this year. More child care services will reopen in the green phase, so what parents need to know before dropping off their kids.
News is happening in your neighborhood. Channel 11 News is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler. We cover news everywhere you live, not just downtown. We're in Aliquippa, Coraopolis, and Moon.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon. When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
More guidance for parents with children returning to childcare. Pennsylvania isn't requiring kids to wear face masks at daycares, but the CDC still recommends it when possible, especially for older kids. And children will also be screened for COVID-19 before going.
Again, all open childcare facilities must follow CDC guidance. This means that temperature checks are required to enter a childcare facility.
There have been 18 coronavirus cases amongst children and staff at child care facilities since March. New drivers itching to hit the road will soon be able to get their license. PennDOT is bringing back driving tests that were canceled due to the coronavirus. If your test was canceled, you can reschedule it now. You'll be able to take your test at any driver's license center that has reopened. If you need to make a new appointment, you can do that starting on June 20th. There are some new safety measures in place, and you will have to wear a mask. The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust is moving forward with plans to demolish a building at the corner of 9th and Penn. The Business Times reports the trust wants to clear the property for new development in the 900 block of Penn Avenue. They plan to demolish the former Pizza Parma restaurant. The organization said it will keep 2 neighboring buildings for possible redevelopment. They're set to vote on the final plan in 2 weeks. The face masks we're wearing to stop the spread of coronavirus is presenting a challenge for the deaf and hard of hearing. One hospital's solution to fix the problem.
And we're on our way up to the mid-80s this afternoon. I'm going to let you know how long this warm weather lasts, and we'll look ahead to the threat for severe weather over these next couple of days.
You're streaming WPXI Now, your source for original local shows, Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and more. The hottest Pittsburgh sports topics with even hotter opinions. Halftime adjustments. Wednesday nights at 7:30 on WPXI Now.
You're going to find anything else like the breaking news desk in Pittsburgh.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the breaking news desk, you know it's an important story.
Watch Catherine Amenta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
Face masks are presenting an obstacle for the deaf and hard of hearing. They're obviously unable to read the lips of those wearing them. The stakes are especially high in medical settings, prompting one hospital to come up with an innovative solution. Sarah Dolph has that story.
Having surgery can be stressful enough, but even more so for someone hearing impaired. Melissa Parker faced removing her hearing aids and being unable to lip read mask-wearing healthcare workers.
I would
not really understand any verbal questions or communication.
Melissa works at Novant Health in Charlotte, where she was slated for surgery. Spurred by her own need, she began sourcing clear masks to help future patients. Unaware, volunteers were making the first prototypes for her own operation.
When my surgical nurse came to get me, she was wearing the mask. I was absolutely blown away. I really was almost moved to tears.
While masks are key to preventing the spread of coronavirus, they're also presenting communication challenges, even for patients not hard of hearing.
They don't get those subtle cues, whether it's a smile or anything that we do that usually sends them a message and reassures them.
Novant has partnered with a North Carolina company to produce 5,000 of those reusable clear masks. Some are already in use.
We've had an overwhelming response in both people who have reached out to ask for these and then the feedback we have gotten.
Dubbed Melissa's masks after the woman who helped make them happen.
But through my role at Novant, and this project in particular has enabled me to take something bad and turn it into something positive.
Ensuring clear communication at a critical time. Sarah Dolph, NBC News.
A Tyson Foods plant in Iowa has been rocked by an explosion of COVID-19 cases. Tyson says of the 2,300 people at the pork plant, nearly 600 tested positive. That's about 25%. The company also said of those positive tests, nearly 3/4 of those people did not show symptoms. Workers who tested positive are now on paid leave. Nationwide, more than 11,000 workers have tested positive at meat plants. That includes 12 at the Smithfield processing plant in Westmoreland County.
Well, taking a look at our Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar, the heavier showers that I was tracking in Westmoreland County have moved into Somerset County, and I've got an update to our severe weather outlook for today. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. Earlier, we had the entire area in the yellow shaded color, kind of trimmed back that, and now we have some dark green shaded color up here around Beaver, Newcastle, and Butler. Still, we're expecting an isolated severe thunderstorm threat there. More scattered development here, though, around Pittsburgh and points to the south. And the reason is because we are monitoring a front. It's a cold front that's going to be gradually pushing south across the area here this afternoon. And when you factor that in, along with the heating of the day and all of the moisture that we have across the area, these ingredients coming together to fuel that risk for some strong to possibly severe weather. So the timeline is about 2 to 4. It's really been a fluid situation as the weather data has had a really hard time pinpointing exactly the timing, but I'm still expecting roughly 2 to 4 p.m. for the timeline here up along the I-80 corridor in our northern counties, so Lawrence, Butler, and Armstrong, Indiana counties, and then about 4 to 6 or so, I think, for the Pittsburgh area, parts of Washington, Beaver County, as well as Westmoreland County for that chance for severe weather, and then that threat will gradually push south throughout the afternoon. So really, between the hours of about 2 p.m. until this evening, you're going to want to stay weather aware because we do have the threat for damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, large hail, and or an isolated tornado with any storm that pulses up here today. Here's a look at our forecast. If you're out and about doing a little biking, it is going to be humid. You're really going to be sweating today, so you're going to want to take some breaks, I think. Temperatures are going to be in the mid-80s this afternoon with a partly sunny sky and that threat for some showers and storms later on today. Our UV index forecast today is 6. It's high. The burn time is 25 minutes, so make sure you have your sunscreen, your sunglasses, and your hat on. And we look ahead to Thursday because we are expected to see, I think, a couple of showers are possible Thursday morning, but once we get into the afternoon and we build the heating of the day once again, that same front that I told you is moving into the area today, it will hang around the area tomorrow, and when you factor in the heating, once again, we're going to have more pop-up showers and storms coming across the area for the day tomorrow, which these storms, once again, could contain some damaging wind gusts, some hail, and some very heavy rainfall. So that's our next threat we're watching out for during the afternoon on Thursday, and continuing that threat into the early evening hours as well, as you see 7 p.m. here on Thursday. So here is the thunderstorm outlook for the day on Thursday. Isolated severe thunderstorms. We'll keep you updated if that gets bumped up a level to scattered severe, but still going to be unsettled for the next couple of days. I am expecting humid conditions, Gordon, over the next couple of days. That's a tongue twister. 85 on Friday, isolated thunder showers, and then your weekend always in view. Fantastic weather once we kick out all of this nasty weather with a high temperature in the 80s on Saturday.
All right, thanks, Danielle. There was some hope the Dormont Pool would be opening up after a $25,000 donation, but the reason it's still staying closed for the entire summer.
Hi, my name is Lisa Robertson, here with Local Steals and Deals, and today we have a bunch of special guests for you. Joseph Maine is joining us. He's a celebrity hairstylist and artistic director for Color Wow. He's brought his wonderful sister and his other special guest, and he's here to show us some of his favorite tips and tricks for your hair.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to show Noella and Paloma at home how to create these bouncy waves that I love to do on my celebrity clients. Today we're going to use a series of Color Wow products to help achieve a really voluminous look. Our first step after you've shampooed is now we're going to add Raise the Root, which is a volumizing spray. So girls at home, you can go ahead and grab your Raise the Root, and we're going to start by spraying this in sections throughout her hair. Just take some long slices, and then you just lift the hair up and make sure you get it all on those roots. Lean the girl's head over, and we're gonna lift the roots as you blow dry, okay? Hair that was really flat and stuck to the head has now been lifted, and you have a ton of volume. And so now we're gonna hop right in and start waving the hair. You guys ready?
Yes, yes.
So you're gonna put the iron behind, wrap the hair around, going through there, and then you're just gonna kind of roll it off.
It feels good and smells really good too. Yeah, it does smell really good.
All right, ladies, that's looking beautiful. So for our last step, we're gonna add some shine and really smooth the ends by using Color Wow's Pop and Lock. So you're just gonna get out that shine serum that you have. And it's perfect for summertime because it's going to give the girls a ton of UV protection as well, and it really moisturizes the hair. You guys did such a great job. I hope we have a chance to do this again soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
All the Color Wow products that you see featured today, by the way, are right now 40% off on localsteals.com. Just one of the great ideas you will not want to miss.
You're not going to find anything else like the breaking news desk in Pittsburgh.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
You can be assured that everything I tell you is something that's important that's going to impact your day. That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the breaking news desk, you know it's an important story.
Severe Weather Team 11 covers weather everywhere you live. We know the unique weather patterns across our neighborhoods. It's our priority to keep you prepared.
On Channel 11 News.
Pittsburgh's Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper, tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
The Dormont Pool will stay closed for the season despite a $25,000 donation. Friends of Dormont Pool made the decision last week to attempt to help open the pool, but this week the council said they can't accept the money if it's contingent on opening the pool. They say it will be too difficult to follow CDC guidelines, and opening is too much of a safety risk. A pool in Mount Pleasant Township will be opening for the summer, though. The new pool at Laurelville Retreat Center will open by June 15th. There will be 2 daily sessions, noon to 3 p.m. and 4 to 7 p.m. And in between those times, everything will be sanitized and cleaned. There will also be a limit on the number of people allowed in, so you'll have to pre-register to swim. For the first time in 55 years, the Steelers will not report to training camp at St. Vincent College in Latrobe. As part of the NFL's new guidelines, teams must stay at their home facilities for summer workouts. Many families have a tradition of going to St. Vincent to see the team. It's unknown if that will be allowed at the team's Southside facility. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5. You can get breaking news updates anytime on our streaming apps. Just search WPXI on Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Thanks for watching and have a good day.
WPXI is proud to partner with UPMC to present Community Matters.
Safety at the emergency room is a priority for UPMC. Joining me today to talk about what you need to know should you have to go into the emergency room is Dr. Joe Suama, Chief of Emergency Medicine Services at UPMC Magee Women's Hospital. Now, is it safe to go to a UPMC emergency room during this time?
Right now, in the midst of this pandemic, we are all worried about our personal safety anytime we leave our house. But yes, absolutely, it is safe to come to the emergency department for emergency care.
And what precautions are you taking to keep patients and their families safe? Whenever
our employees come to the hospital, we are all screened for any illness that we may have. We also wear a mask the entire time we are at the facility, so we protect each other from any possible carriage of disease. When a patient and their family members come to the hospital, we also screen them, and we ask them the very specific questions about, do you have COVID-type symptoms? And if not, we place you in the emergency department so we can take care of any complaint that you have.
So if I have to take a family member into the emergency room, or they may be arrived by ambulance, will I be able to go in with them?
So UPMC has a policy that if you are a support person for anyone coming for care in our hospital, you will be screened as well, but allowed to come in with your family member.
And are there certain symptoms that you should definitely not ignore when considering going into the emergency room?
Well, unfortunately, COVID has put a bit of a dampening on how people perceive their risk for certain diseases. But unfortunately, we have not seen the same numbers of people coming through with the complaints that we typically see. We've seen a dramatic decline in patients who present with heart attacks, with stroke symptoms. But it's not because it's not happening. It's because they are afraid to come to the hospital. So things like chest pain, stroke symptoms, shortness of breath, severe pain, or something that's persistent. These are all things that if you feel were emergency before the pandemic, you should call an ambulance now, or at least seek care from your doctor right away.
And then very quickly here, if a patient has COVID whenever they're going in, is that something that they should let you know prior to entering the emergency room?
It's not a necessity. We'll ask those questions once they come, but if they do have this foresight to give us a phone call to say that they're coming in with COVID-type symptoms, it's appreciated, but not necessary.
And what would you want people to know who have concerns about going into an emergency room?
Right now, the most important thing is to understand that your health is very important. Whether you're worried about having COVID-type symptoms, we'll see you for that. If you have chest pain, you're worried about the possibility of a heart attack, or your chronic disease is going out of hand, please come get them seen right away, particularly if you have severe symptoms.
Dr. Suama, thank you so much for the great emergency information.
To learn more about how UPMC can help you get your care back on track, including safety precautions for staff, patients, and visitors, visit upmc.com/yourcare.